Leroy! Where is that boy?
Oh, he's across the street, Bertie, with Mr. Bullard's little niece, Brenda.
Is he still over there? Wait till Mr. Gildersleeve gets home. He's going to have something to say about that. He sure is.
Tonight, in the fifth of a new fall and winter series of Wednesday evening broadcasts, the Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet margarine and all those other wonderful Kraft quality foods. The big reason millions prefer Parquet margarine to any other spread is that it tastes so good. And it tastes so good because it's always so fresh. But there are other reasons as well. For instance, if you live in a state where colored margarine is sold, there's the convenience and extra protection of Yellow Parquet's new Flavor Saver package. Yes, each golden quarter pound is individually wrapped in a new Flavor Saver aluminum foil, so easy to handle, already colored, ready to serve. And all the freshness and flavor are sealed in, staleness and odors sealed out. Elsewhere, you get that same superb Parquet flavor and freshness in the handy Color Quick bag or regular Parquet package. So find out for yourself why so many prefer this superb margarine to any other. Ask your grocer for Parkay, Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Get some tomorrow. Well, the Great Gildersleeve has just been appointed chairman of the Summerfield Community Chest Drive. The first thing he did about the drive was to drive home and tell his little family about it.
Oh, Unky, I'm so proud of you.
Well, Marjorie, I'm a little proud of myself.
They sure picked a good man when they picked you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Thank you, Bertie.
Why did they pick you, Unky?
What?
Well, why did they select you to head the community chest?
Well, because I've got the biggest chest in the community.
Oh, Unky. What have you planned for the campaign?
The first thing I'm in charge of is the kids' football game Saturday afternoon. We've got the two best junior teams in the city.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, we expect to make a lot of money for the community chest.
Is little Leroy going to play?
Leroy? With those feet?
Oh, poor Unky. For years he's hoped Leroy would be a football player.
Yes, but that's hoping too much. Leroy will never be an athlete. He can't run 10 yards without tripping over his own shoestrings.
Now, Unky, Leroy tries.
By the way, where is the boy?
He's across the street with Mr. Bullard's pretty little niece.
Brenda?
Uh-huh. You can see him here from the window sitting on Mr. Bullard's steps. Aren't they cute?
Cute. What a way for a boy to spend his time.
Look at him hang his head and giggle. That little Brenda sure has a way with Leroy.
He should be out practicing football.
When she flutters them big peepers at him, all he does is giggle.
Yeah, I know, Bertie.
Yes. They was over here this afternoon eating donuts, and she was fluttering them peepers at him through the holes.
You what?
All Leroy did was giggle. Now they're sitting over there, and all he's doing is giggling.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, Bertie.
Miss Gildersleeve, you know all Leroy does when he gets with that little girl?
Yes, Bertie.
That's right. All he does is giggle.
Well, I'll go get Laughing Boy and bring him home to dinner.
Really, Leroy, I think you're just marvelous. If anybody told me I'd be sitting by anybody as important as you are, well, I just never would have believed it. Leroy. Yeah? You're my hero.
Leroy! Well, they don't even hear me. Leroy!
What? Oh, Uncle, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, Brenda.
I didn't see you standing there.
Well, I wasn't eavesdropping. I just came over to tell Leroy it's time for dinner.
Mr. Gildersleeve, isn't Leroy dreamy?
Leroy? Dreamy?
He's my hero.
Well, I'm glad you like him. But isn't the hero part going a little too far?
What's so far about that?
Well...
I mean every word of it, Mr. Gildersleeve. I've been in a swoon since he told me he's playing in the game tomorrow.
Well, fine. Now come along, Leroy. Leroy's playing in the game tomorrow?
Isn't that dreamy?
Yes, dreamy. Well, little Leroy.
Keen, Hank.
You didn't tell me, my boy.
Well, gosh, the coach just told me this afternoon. I'm playing quarterback.
Quarterback?
Yeah, the brains.
Well, Leroy, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
You're just the boy to run the team. You're a natural-born quarterback.
Yeah.
Leroy.
Yeah, Unc?
You weren't the only one out for quarterback, were you?
Heck no. I beat out Clyde Cooper. I had the brains.
And the brawn, too.
Well, let's be sure about the brawn. Bertie, throw on another steak. We've got a football player in the family.
Would you like some more potatoes and gravy, Leroy?
Sure.
Here's the raisin bread again, my boy. Eat a lot of it. Raisins have iron. That's what a football player needs.
There's one more piece of steak. Who wants it?
You make room on your plate, Leroy.
Bertie, get him another glass of milk, please.
Gosh, stop fussing over me. I can't see over my plate now.
But you surprised us so, didn't he, Unky?
Well, I knew Leroy had it in him all the time.
Yes, sir. We just didn't know where it was hid.
Oh, what a day it's going to be. I can see the stands now. Crowded. And $1 ahead for the community chest. And little Leroy runs out on the field.
Yeah.
And Brenda waving to him from the sideline.
Now, listen, Leroy. If you win the toss, be sure to receive the kickoff. Possession of the ball is very important.
The other team will never get their hands on it. I'll razzle-dazzle them to death.
Yeah, the boy. I can't wait to tell Peavy and the Jolly Boys. Hey, by the way, Leroy, what formation are you using? The T or the single wingback?
I'm just using Leroy back.
What?
Then everybody else goes out for a pass. Wait, I'll show you with a hard roll.
Not at the table, Leroy.
Unc, you and Bertie run out for a pass.
Leroy, don't you throw that hard roll at me.
Oh, you're just a decoy. Get ready, Unc.
Yeah, all right, my boy. I'm open.
Here it comes, a spot pass.
Oop, right in the gravy. Spots all over me.
Leroy, now look what you've done.
Leroy, how many times has Uncle Mort told you not to play at the table?
Well, I guess I better go up to my room, Unc.
Of course not, my boy. It was all my fault.
It was?
I should have scooped it up before it hit the gravy. Oh, you're a fine passer and a wonderful boy.
Holy cow. When you're an athlete, you can get by with this?
Good morning, Peavy.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
Peavy, you can give me $1.
How's that?
For the community chess football game tomorrow.
Oh, you don't say.
After you give me the $1, I'll give you a red feather. Just like the one I have in my hat.
Oh, that explains your feather. I thought you'd been where the wild goose went.
What's this, Peavy?
You know the song. My heart goes where the wild goose goes.
Yes,
and I must
Peavy.
go where the wild goose goes.
Yeah, all right, Peavy.
Wild goose, brother goose, which is best? A wandering fool or a heart at rest?
Peavy, stop.
I will. I'm out of breath.
Peavy, you're too chipper this morning. What happened?
No, nothing's happened. Mrs. Peavy left this morning to spend a week with her mother, but nothing's happened.
Sure. Well, I'm happy today, too, Peavy. Now, I'll tell you why you shouldn't miss the game. Well, here's another customer.
That's no customer. That's Judge Hooker.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello, Judge. You're just the man I want to see.
Oh? Why the feather in your hat, Gilda? Has the water commissioner been dressing poultry?
Judge, you know very well why it's there.
Yes, I do. Congratulations on being chairman of the drive, Gilda.
Thanks. Now, all I want from you is $1.
You're heading a very worthy cause. As the slogan goes, everybody benefits, everybody gives.
Yeah, that's true, but Judge, just give me...
Red Feather Services provide the health, welfare, and recreational facilities the community needs to make it a better place in which to live.
He's doing a lot of talking to get out of paying $1.
What's that, Peavy?
Judge, I'm selling tickets to the community chess football game tomorrow. $1.
Well, I've made my pledge, but I'll take a ticket.
Thank you, Peavy.
Well, I made my pledge also, but I'll take 2 tickets. I can take Miss Matterhorn in my new car.
Great. This is a game I don't want anybody to miss. Because here's the big news, fellows.
Big news?
Yeah, the most important thing that ever happened. Little Leroy is going to play in that game.
He is?
Well, good for him.
Just imagine, Leroy on the gridiron.
Yep. He's playing quarterback.
Well, we'll all have to go out and cheer for Leroy.
Say, I have an idea. Instead of just cheering, let's take our Jolly Boys band out to support Leroy's team.
You call that support?
It's a good idea, Horace. As chairman of the drive and president of the Jolly Boys, with the boys starring on the team, I call a special meeting for this evening for band practice.
I'll be there.
Anything for Leroy.
He's quite a boy.
Peavy, I thought you had trouble getting out on weeknight.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm as free as the wild goose. My heart goes for
All right. All right, Peavy. See you tonight. Leroy, Marjorie, Bertie, I'm home.
Oh, hello, Uncle Morris.
Hello, Marjorie, my dear. Where's Leroy?
I think he's upstairs.
Oh, give this to Bertie.
That big package for Bertie?
No, Bertie, it's for Leroy.
Oh, football, Unky?
Nope, more steak.
Yes.
I think I'll go up and have a little skull practice with the quarterback, Marjorie.
You just can't wait for tomorrow, can you, Unky?
Yeah, I can't wait for the next few years either. Someday, Marjorie, we'll be going to college football games to watch Leroy Snake Hips Forrester.
You're awfully proud of Leroy, aren't you?
You bet. I'm proud of you, too, my dear. But, of course, you're not a football player. See you later, Marjorie. Don't hear anything up here. I guess the little fellow's figuring out plays. Leroy?
Yeah?
May I come in, my boy? I'm a scout for the Green Bay Packers.
You can come in if you want to.
What are you doing? Throwing up bad medicine for the opposition?
No, just sitting.
Resting, huh? Good. By the way, I brought home some more steak for your dinner.
You and Bronco can eat it, Unc.
What?
I'm not hungry.
Guess you're excited about the game. Better eat, though. You got to be strong to make those touchdowns.
I'm not going to make any touchdowns.
You're not? Leroy.
I'm not going to play.
Teasing your old uncle, huh, Leroy?
No, I'm not going to play. Clyde Cooper's going to be quarterback.
Why? Leroy, yesterday you had the job.
Well,
What happened?
well, gosh, I got a little cold, I think.
Leroy, you don't have a cold. You've never been healthier.
Well, I sprained my ankle.
Your ankle? Which one?
Both of them.
Oh. Leroy, you're making up excuses. You have to play tomorrow. I bragged to all the Jolly Boys. I told all the Jolly Boys you were going to star. And I'm chairman of the community chest, in charge of the game. What are people going to say?
Sorry, Unc. But I told you why I can't play.
Those weren't very good excuses.
They weren't, huh?
No. Now tell me why you aren't going to play.
Well, I got to look at the other team, Hunk. Gosh, they're pretty big guys.
Oh. So that's it. Leroy.
Yeah?
Those boys are the same age as you. What about Clyde? He isn't as big as you, is he?
No, but...
All right, my boy. Get ready for dinner.
I'm not hungry.
Miss Gildersleeve, dinner's ready.
I'm not hungry either.
The Great Gildersleeve returns in just a moment. It's fresh.
Fresh.
Really fresh.
Fresh.
Always fresh.
Fresh.
That's why it tastes so good. It's Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Every woman knows how important it is to keep food fresh, really fresh. For if even the finest food loses freshness, it loses savor. And that's why so many millions of women always buy Parquet margarine. They know it's the margarine that's fresh, really fresh, always fresh. Yes, Kraft Freshness Control protects Parquet margarine right to your home. Parquet is made fresh from top-grade products of American farms, rushed fresh to the store in refrigerated trucks, sold fresh by your grocer. Every pound of Parquet margarine is flavor dated, and grocer stocks are inspected regularly by Kraft men. That's why Kraft can absolutely guarantee to you that no matter where you buy or when you buy Parquet margarine, it will be fresh.
Fresh.
Really fresh.
Fresh.
Always fresh.
Fresh.
That's Parkay. Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Get some tomorrow. When the great Gildersleeve heard that his nephew Leroy was going to play quarterback in the community chess football game, he was the happiest man in Summerfield. But then when Leroy suddenly changed his mind and decided not to play, the great man's spirits crumbled. Now it's evening, and the water commissioner is heading for the meeting at the Jolly Boys Club.
The Jolly Boys are already tuning up to salute Leroy tomorrow when he runs on the field. How'll I explain it to them? I can't tell them Leroy backed out. Well, I can just tell them he decided not to be an athlete. He's going to be a scholar. No, they'll never believe that.
Hi, Commish. Come on in.
Hello, Floyd. Hi, fellows.
Come on, Gildy. We're all warmed up. Here's your trombone.
Just a minute, fellows. Before we waste our time
Hey,
practicing...
since the chief ain't here, why don't I just concentrate on the drums tonight?
But, Floyd, what about the piano?
It's a cinch I ain't dragging no piano out to the field tomorrow.
Fellows, perhaps we shouldn't take any of the instruments.
Well, I'm taking my flute.
What's the matter, Commish? Don't you think you're professional enough? I carry a union card.
Barber's Union.
Gildy, why shouldn't we take our instruments?
Well, you don't have to do this for Leroy.
We
because...
want to do it, Commish.
Well, we're happy to do it.
We're proud of the kid. And you must be, too, Commish.
Yes.
Gentlemen, shall we show our old friend what we've got for little Leroy?
What's this, Judge?
Well, we were going to save it and present it official after the game, you know. But what the heck? Hold it out, Peeve.
Yeah, look at this, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, a loving cup. With a football player.
Gold filled, that's what makes it yellow.
I know, Pete. Fellas, you shouldn't have done it. Believe me.
Read the engraving, Gildy.
Well, let me see.
The commissioner's choking up. Let me read it. To Leroy Forrester for quarterbacking the community chess football game.
Nice, Floyd.
We just said something about you being chess chairman, but the engraving was getting pretty expensive.
Well, gentlemen, let's practice our number for Leroy.
What can I say to them?
Come on, Commish. We picked on Wisconsin because that's the dairy state and Leroy's the big cheese.
I'm ready with my flute.
My violin's rosined up.
You want to test the trombone, Commish?
Oh, I can't even get a lip.
You never played better.
Here we go, gang. Just pretend Leroy's taking the field. 1, 2.
Sounded like Leroy ran through all the instruments.
I suggest that the drum and trombone take the opening passage, then Peavy and I will come in with violin and flute.
Fellows, let's call the whole thing off.
No, we'll get better. Pick up where we left off.
Where'd we leave off?
Here we go. 1, 2.
improving.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Uncle Mort, you mean the Jolly Boys brought Leroy a trophy?
Yep. An engraved loving cup. Gold filled. After that, how could I tell him Leroy had backed out?
Oh, poor Unky. No wonder you couldn't sleep last night.
Well, I'm through talking to the boy. If he wants to let that skinny little Clyde Cooper take his place at quarterback, that's up to him.
Bronco and I tried to talk to him, but he just shrugged and walked away.
Oh? Where'd he go?
I know where he went.
What's this, Bernie?
That poor little boy went up in his treehouse.
He did.
That poor little boy.
Ofer. What's he doing up in his treehouse?
He's just sitting. He won't talk to nobody. That poor little boy.
Now, Bertie, don't feel sorry for Leroy. I'm not. He brought this on himself. I don't care whether he plays or not.
He ain't even paying no attention to little Brenda.
Brenda? Where's she?
She just standing across the street flooding them eyes, but he just sitting up in his treehouse. That poor little boy.
Well, I guess Brenda will be as disappointed in Leroy as the rest of us. Say, there's an idea. If there's anybody who can make a man play ball, it's a woman. Why didn't I think of this before? He's up in his treehouse, Brenda. You have to get him to play in that game this afternoon.
Oh, I'll just die if he doesn't play. After all, what's there to live for?
Leroy! I guess you better call him.
Leroy. Leroy, it's me, Brenda.
What do you want?
I want you to come down and talk to me.
I don't want to.
Oop. Pour it on, Brenda.
Leroy, if you play today, I'll come and cheer for you. Because you're my hero.
That should get him.
Hero Schmiro, go away.
Leroy!
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, Mr. Leroy Forrester, I most certainly will go away.
Hey, Brenda! Leroy! Oh, it's a lost cause.
The stadium is almost full.
Hey, gang, here's the commish now.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, fellas.
You're late.
Not as late as I'd like to be.
Congratulations, Mr. Chairman. Huge crowd. You should be very happy.
Yeah, very happy.
Hey, commish, I checked the starting lineup, and Leroy's name ain't there.
It isn't. Well, Floyd.
Well, if Leroy doesn't appear, I refuse to play.
Yeah, me too. It's hard to hear a violin in a stadium anyway.
Hey, here comes the starting team. Leroy ain't with them.
Gildy, what happened?
Well, excuse me, fellas. I think somebody's waving for my attention down below. I'm chairman, you know.
I don't see anybody waving.
See you later, fellas.
Well, get Leroy in the game. We blew $2 apiece on that cup.
Sorry, Floyd. I had to get away from the Jolly Boys. Somehow I can't believe little Leroy's afraid to play. Never been afraid of anything before. He's always wanted to play football. I think I'll sit down here and hide. Pardon me. Is this seat taken?
Well, no, sit down. You're just in time for the kickoff.
Yeah, I know.
Say, aren't you Mr. Gildersleeve, chairman of the community chess drive?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, great outfit, the community chest.
Yeah?
You want somebody to tell people what the chest does? Ask me, I'll tell them.
Well, good.
See that boy running out on the field? Number 22? That's my son.
Oh?
2 years ago, he couldn't walk. Look at him now. Community chess did that.
He looks fine.
Playing in this game is the biggest moment in my boy's life. This is his chance to show everybody that he's well again, that he's come back.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I wish I had a boy like that. Brave little fellow.
He almost didn't get to play today.
Well, that would have been terrible.
The coach told me about it. Another boy was ahead of him, and it looked like Clyde wasn't going to get in the game.
Clyde?
And the other boy found out how important it was to Clyde to play today, so he stepped out to give Clyde the chance. The boy's name was Leroy Forrester. Oh, he did a great thing.
Leroy?
Oh, you know him?
Yeah. Yeah, I know him. Little Leroy.
Hey, there's the kickoff. Clyde's taking the ball, Gildersleeve.
He is? Come on, Clyde! Run, boy, run!
The Great Gildersleeve will be right back. When you buy margarine, get the margarine that tastes so good because it's fresh, really fresh, always fresh. Get Parquet margarine made by Kraft. In states where the law permits, get yellow Parquet in its new aluminum foil Flavor Saver wrap. Elsewhere, get Parquet in the handy Color Quick bag or regular package. In any state, in any package, it's the margarine that tastes so good because it's always fresh. Get Parkay, Parquet margarine made by Kraft.
Pardon me. Excuse me, madam. Coming through. Lady, watch that umbrella. Leroy! Leroy, I'm over here.
Hi, Unc.
Oh, it was a fine game, my boy. We took in $2,300 for the community chest. It was a big success.
Yeah.
And I want to say, too, I'm proud of you, mighty proud of you, my boy.
Me? I wasn't even in the game.
Floyd, here's Leroy. Oh. Gildy, we've been talking to Clyde Cooper's father.
Yeah, if you ask me, Leroy deserves more than an 11 cup. He ought to have a medal.
I agree, Floyd.
The hero of a football game should always be carried from the stadium on somebody's shoulders. I'm going to carry Leroy on mine.
The heck you are. I'm carrying Leroy on my shoulders.
No, just a minute, fella. Just a minute. Well, this is up to Leroy. Whose shoulders do you want to ride on, my boy?
Yours, Unc.
Bless that boy. Go on side, fellas. We're coming through.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by Paul West, John Elliott, and Andy White, with music by Robert Armbruster. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Arthur Q. Bryan, Barbara Whiting, Earl Ross, and Richard LeGrand. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Here's a quick, pleasant way to make leftovers more delicious. Just add a little Kraft prepared mustard and you'll add a lot of tang. Hidden flavors in boiled ham, sausage, most any meat pop right out. Every bite tastes better. Now you can get two kinds of Kraft mustard. Salad mustard, delicately spiced for those who prefer a milder flavor, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. Have both kinds in your pantry. Then with every meat dish, hot or cold, just add a little mustard, and you'll add a lot of tang. Kraft prepared mustard.
For a half hour of spine-tingling excitement, listen next Sunday afternoon to The Falcon over this station. Check your newspaper for time of broadcast and tune in when The Falcon solves the case of the unnecessary knife.
Next, Groucho Marx makes his debut. 3 chimes mean good time.
Hey, Bertie.
What you want, Leroy?
They're going to elect another mayor in Summerfield. You think Uncle Mort will get fired as water commissioner?
Mr. Gildersleeve fired? Nah, they wouldn't fire him, would they?
Tonight, in the 6th of a new fall and winter series of Wednesday evening broadcasts, the Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. We join the Great Gildersleeve and his friends in just a moment. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you tonight by Parquet Margarine, that wonderful margarine made by Kraft that millions prefer because it always tastes so good. And it tastes so good because it's always fresh. If you live where colored margarine is sold, you can now get yellow Parquet Margarine already colored and ready to serve in that wonderful new Flavor Saver package. Each golden quarter pound is individually wrapped in Flavor Saver aluminum foil to seal freshness and flavor in, keep odors and staleness out. No fuss, no mixing, just unwrap and serve. In other states, get Parquet in the handy Color Quick bag or regular package. Remember, Parquet is the margarine that tastes so good because it's always fresh. P-A-R-K-A-Y. Parquet Margarine made by Kraft. Get some tomorrow. Let's see what's doing with the Great Gildersleeve. Our water commissioner is a little late for breakfast this morning, but things are humming anyway. Leroy is occupied with his pancakes, and those lovebirds, Marjorie and Bronco, are occupied with each other.
May I put sugar in your coffee, honey?
Thanks, honey.
Of course, you don't need sugar. You're so sweet anyway.
Oh, Marge.
Bertie, isn't that murder?
Cream sugar?
Thanks, honey.
You're welcome, sugar.
Oh, mush.
What's that, Leroy?
Pass the mush, honey.
Leroy, we're not having mush.
Are you kidding? There's mush all over the place.
Sugar, syrup, honey, and mush. This is the sweetest family.
Well, good morning, little family. What's tickling Bertie?
Mush.
What?
Don't pay any attention to him, Uncle Mort.
Good morning, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, Bronco, you've been living here 6 months. You don't have to reach across the table and shake my hand every morning.
I like to be friendly, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, be a good friend and pass me the pancakes.
Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, Marge, honey, I won't be home for lunch.
Oh?
Our new club is having its first luncheon downtown.
New club?
That's right, Mr. Gildersleeve. We've just organized a new civic club. We're going to do Summerfield a lot of good.
Isn't Bronco wonderful, Unky? He's president.
Oh, brother.
Yes, indeed. Fine boy. Bronco, what's the name of your club?
The Junior Thinkers of Summerfield.
The junior what?
Thinkers.
That's what I thought you said. And since you're the president, I guess you're the biggest.
Leroy!
Well?
Uncle Mort, do you know what Bronco and the Thinkers are going to do?
No, my dear. I can't say that I do.
Tell him, Bronco.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, we're going to think.
Ah?
The way we see it, Mr. Gildersleeve, the people of Summerfield aren't giving enough serious thought to the way this town's being run.
Well...
Confidentially, Mr. Gildersleeve, we're meeting today to decide whom we're going to support for mayor.
Well, there shouldn't be any doubt in your mind about that. We want to re-elect Mayor Terwilliger. He's a smart man. He appointed me. Let's support the man who supports us. I mean,
Well, all we want, Mr. Gildersleeve, is to see that the best man's elected.
Well, that's Terwilliger.
Unc's the best water commissioner, too.
Thank you, my boy.
It'd be hard for people to imagine anybody else being water commissioner, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, thank you. By George, you young fellows are pretty straight thinkers. Let's shake a leg, Leroy. I have a water department to run.
I have to find my books, Unc. Oh, keen of you to drive me to school.
Happy to do it.
Watch it, Unc. Mr. Bullard's backing out of his driveway across the street. He wants to go first.
Oh, that Bullard. What a neighbor. Well, I started backing out first.
He stopped. Guess he doesn't want you to cut up his new Cadillac with our old cement mixer.
Now, Leroy?
He's honking at you. I'll honk back.
Leroy, don't do that. He's hard enough to get along with.
Gildersleeve?
Oh, hello, Mr. Bullard.
I want to see you.
He's getting out of his car, Unc. He looks mad about something.
He's always mad about something. If he raises his voice to me just once...
Gildersleeve?
Oh.
He raised his voice, Unc. Slug him.
Leroy, keep out of this. Well, nice to see you, Mr. Bullard. Nice of you to come over.
Gildersleeve, this isn't a social call, it's business.
Business?
What happened to the water pressure this morning?
Oh, that. Well...
I was all lathered up halfway through my shave, and the water cut off again.
Leroy.
Half the time when I turn on the faucet, nothing comes out but a light breeze. What do you propose to do about this ridiculous trickle we're getting from the water department?
Well, I'm on my way to the office.
You should be on your way out of office.
Watch it, Bullard.
You'd better watch it, Gildersleeve.
Oh, boy, this is keen.
Why did the water cut off this morning?
Well, maybe they're working on the water main someplace.
Someplace? You don't even know. If I were Terwilliger, I'd have you out of there so fast it'd make your head swim. But, Gildersleeve, you are a nincompoop.
That did it. Bullard, if Leroy wasn't present, I'd make you eat those words.
I'll leave.
You will not. I'm driving to school. That Bullard. Just because he's an important man in town, thinks he can insult the city officials. Well, I insulted him right back. He can't hurt me. I'm not running for office. The mayor appoints me. Say, I wonder if he'll appoint me again. You think I'll stop by his office and make sure? Yoo-hoo! Anybody in?
I've been in, Gildersleeve, since 9 o'clock sharp.
Well, yes. Well, I would have been at 9 sharp, but I've been talking to one of our customers about ways to make the service better.
Good idea, Gildersleeve. We all want to be on the job. There's an election coming up, you know.
Oh, I know. But you don't have to worry about a thing, Mr. Mayor.
I don't, eh?
No, indeed. In fact, Mr. Mayor, I've done considerable campaigning for our re-election. Yours.
Well, the administration needs all the support it can get, Gildersleeve. There's a new civic organization in town that has me worried.
Oh?
Yes, the Junior Thinkers of Summerfield.
The Junior Thinkers?
Hmm.
You don't have to worry about them.
Oh, you don't think so?
No. Mr. Mayor, lend me your ear.
What is it, Gildersleeve?
Guess who controls the Junior Thinkers?
Who?
My son-in-law.
Gildersleeve.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
I know you've worried occasionally about being reappointed water commissioner.
Me?
Gildersleeve, lend me your ear.
What is it, Mr. Mayor?
You're as good as appointed.
I am?
So you've told your son-in-law whom to support for mayor. Gildersleeve, you're quite a card.
Well, Mr. Mayor, in my deck, you're the ace.
Well, the deuce you say.
Gildersleeve, you're clever.
And then do you know what happened, Judge?
What, Leroy?
Mr. Bullard called Unc a nincompoop.
He did? Well, I'm glad I dropped over. Then what happened?
Well, hello, Judge. Leroy?
Hi.
Hello, Gildy.
What's this about a nincompoop?
I was just telling the judge how you stood up to Mr. Bullard this morning.
You bet I did.
If you want my advice, Gildy, you'll try to get along with your neighbors. Rumson Bullard is a very important man. Someday he may go to the mayor about you.
A lot of good it'll do him. I've never been on better terms with the mayor. In fact, I was closeted with him in his honor all morning.
Well, what were you doing in the closet? Hiding a few of the city skeletons?
All right.
A change of administration could mean a change of water commissioners, you know.
Oh, I'm not worried, Judge.
Uh-huh.
Pretty hard to change any administration these days.
Yes.
In fact, the good mayor has assured me of reappointment already.
He has? Gildy, how'd you get in so good with the mayor?
All I did was use my influence with the one group in town that can swing the election.
What group could the water commissioner influence? The meter readers union?
Judge, I'll have you know I practically control the junior thinkers of Summerfield.
You do?
You bet. Bronco's their president, and they wanted to back somebody for mayor, so I threw my weight around.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Here's Bronco now.
Hello, Judge Hooker.
Well, Bronco, did you thinkers have your little meeting?
We sure did, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Great.
The club followed your advice about selecting a good man.
Hey, what did I tell you, Judge?
But they didn't follow your advice about supporting Mayor Terwilliger.
Hey, what did I tell you? Huh?
They took my advice and selected the man that I consider the finest, most civic-minded man in Summerfield.
Well, Bronco, I have done a few things for the city, but...
Oh, not you, Mr. Gildersleeve. Your neighbor, Mr. Rumson Bullard.
Bullard! Water Commissioner, you've turned off your own water.
The Great Gildersleeve returns in just a moment. It's fresh.
Fresh.
Really fresh.
Fresh.
Always fresh.
Fresh.
That's why it tastes so good. It's Parquet margarine made by Kraft. There's just one big reason why millions of women serve Parquet margarine on their tables and use it liberally in their cooking. It's wonderful as a spread, as a seasoning for hot vegetables, as a flavor-rich shortening for everything you bake or fry, because it tastes so good. And it tastes so good because it's always fresh. Yes, fresh, really fresh, always fresh. Parquet is made fresh from top-grade products of American farms. It's rushed fresh in refrigerator trucks to your store. It's sold fresh by your grocer. Every pound of Parquet is flavor-dated, and grocer stocks are regularly inspected by Kraft men. That's why Kraft can positively guarantee to you that no matter where you buy or when you buy margarine, it will be fresh.
Fresh.
Really fresh.
Fresh.
Always fresh.
Fresh.
That's why it tastes so good. This better-tasting, flavor-freshing margarine tomorrow. Get Parkay, Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Well, let's get back to the Great Gildersleeve. Our water commissioner assured His Honor the Mayor of the support of the junior thinkers of Summerfield, but they had thoughts of their own. They're backing the one man Gildersleeve fears, Rumson Bullard. Where does that leave our hero? Right in the middle, as usual.
Nothing's the trouble. How do I get into these things?
What'd you say, Unky?
Oh, nothing, Marjorie. Nice of you to walk downtown with your old uncle this morning.
Well, I couldn't pass up the sale at Hogan Brothers. We need so many things before the baby arrives.
Yes, we have to get ready for the baby. Need any money, my dear?
Oh, I think I have enough.
You better take it while I have it. The water commissioner's well could run dry. Here's $5.
Oh, gee, thanks, Unky. I'm sorry Bronco's Club isn't supporting Mayor Terwilliger, especially since you told him they would. Unky, does that put you in a bad position?
You never mean a baby.
Well, you can explain it to the mayor, can't you?
Yeah, well, I'll try. You run along to Hogan Brothers.
All right. What'll I buy the baby with your $5?
Buy him a book that somebody should have bought for me. How to win friends and influence people.
Goodbye, Unky, and good luck.
Goodbye, my dear. Well, I hate to face Terwilliger. It has to be done. And to think that yesterday we were such good pals. Laughing and joking together. Say, we're probably still good pals. We've had our ups and downs before, but he's always forgiven me. It isn't my fault it's my son-in-law and the thinking people won't support him. You'll understand. Sure. What a fine little fellow. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Who's there?
It's me. I. Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, your faithful lieutenant. No, Mr. Mayor. Your Honor. Don't look at me like that. I know I promised that Bronco's Club would support you, but you know how unpredictable youth is. You believe that, don't you, Mr. Mayor? I won't vote for Bullard. I'm stuck with you. I'm sticking with you, like we agreed. We did agree on that, didn't we? Mr. Mayor, say something.
I'll say something, Gildersleeve. Get out! Out!
You mean you're not going to appoint me water commissioner?
Gildersleeve, I wouldn't appoint you dog catcher.
Whoop. Where have I heard that before? Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
Give me a tall Coke, Peavy.
Very well. Lots of ice?
Just wrap the ice in a napkin, Peavy. I'll put it on my head.
How's that?
I just left the city hall, and I've got a bad headache.
The coming election worrying you fellows down at City Hall?
Well, no matter which way the election goes, I'm out anyway.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I thought you and the mayor were thicker than thieves.
Watch it, Peavy. We're not anymore. I had a fight with the mayor this morning.
Well, you could be reappointed if your neighbor, Mr. Bullard, is elected.
I had a fight with him yesterday morning.
My.
What do you think I should do, Pete?
Well, if you're such a fighter, why don't you join the Marines?
I might at that. Or the Foreign Legion.
No, I don't think you have to worry, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh?
You've always run a good reservoir. You have a lot of friends. I suppose you noticed the mayor's poster in my window.
Yeah. Right by the rat poison.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I put that poster up to help re-elect the mayor and keep you on the payroll. Long may the water commissioner wave.
Yeah, all right, baby, all right.
And that's a little witticism, Mr. Gildersleeve. Water commissioner, wave.
Yeah, I know, Peavy. And I rather like it. Thanks for the support.
Well, I believe in supporting customers because they support me.
Good for you. By George, I think I'll tell the mayor about you. It may help me.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Gildersleeve, another customer.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Mr. Peavy,
Yes?
do you remember me?
No, I can't say that I do.
A few years ago, I used to come in here and read comic books. Alvin Beaver, remember?
Oh, yes, Alvin Beaver. You've grown up, Alvin. Care to read a comic?
Oh, no. Now I read thought-provoking books. I'm a junior thinker.
What's this?
Well, a thinking beaver.
That's very good, Mr. Peavy. That's very good.
It wasn't that good. That boy's up to something.
Mr. Peavy, on behalf of the junior thinkers, I'd like to put a picture of our candidate for mayor in your window.
I knew it.
Now, isn't this a fine picture of Mr. Bullard? Look at that noble brow and that determined chin.
He looks like fearless Fosdick. Peavy, maybe the young man doesn't realize you already have a candidate in your window.
Oh, we're going to get rid of all that dead wood.
Oh? How do you feel about the water commissioner?
That water log will go, too.
Oh, Peavy, don't put up that poster.
Well?
Remember, I'm a good customer.
Mr. Peavy?
Yes, Alvin?
We junior thinkers are 251 strong, and we're all shaving now.
Well, I guess it won't hurt to put your poster up by the shaving cream.
My goodness, Peavy, you can't support both candidates? You can't straddle the fence?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Politics. Those junior thinkers can sway Peavy. They're pretty powerful. All right, George, there's only one thing to do. Get Bronco and his junior thinkers to switch their allegiance to Mayor Terwilliger. Yeah, I'll appeal to him as a relative. Oh, Bronco!
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
You're raking the leaves, I see.
Yes, sir. This is cleanup year.
Bronco.
Yes, sir?
About you supporting Mr. Bullard for mayor, has it occurred to you that his election might affect people near and dear to you? I mean, have you thinkers ever thought of voting for Mayor Terwilliger?
I've given that a lot of thought, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm fond of you, very fond. But I can't support your boss.
You can't?
I sincerely think Mr. Bullard is the better man. And we in the Junior Thinkers Club have the slogan, Think the thought you think is right. Then defend the thought with all your might.
Oh, brother.
You see, we think the city of Summerfield needs a change. So what if you do make the sacrifice? In the name of good government, you'll be a martyr.
But Bronco...
Your head may roll, but try to see it our way.
How can I see without a head?
That you, Miss Gildersleeve?
Yes, Bertie.
Don't you feel well, Miss Gildersleeve?
Terrible, Bertie.
Yes, sir. Bad news from the political front?
Yeah. Mayor Terwilliger hasn't a chance of being reelected. I'm through as water commissioner.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, you give up too easy.
What's this, Bertie?
If I got pushed off the water wagon like you, I'd climb on the bandwagon.
What are you getting at, Bertie?
If Mr. Bullard's going to be mayor, I'd polish apples with Mr. Bullard.
Bertie, I wouldn't stoop to that.
Yes, sir. If I was pushed off the water wagon, I'd climb right on the bandwagon.
Hey, Bertie, please.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you know what I'd do if I was pushed off the water wagon?
Yes,
That's
Bertie.
right. I'd climb right on the bandwagon.
Oh, I wish it was that easy. Say, I wonder if it is that easy. I might just go over and have a neighborly talk with Bullard when he comes home. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'll just take this easy chair here by the window and watch for his Cadillac. Hey, the chair feels good. Sure. I'll just go over and have a little chat with Bullard. There's one thing sure. He can't get another man with my experience. Actually, I'm very fortunate. Water is all I know. Oh, eyes are tired. Better close them. Might even take Bullard that gold-plated faucet the pipeline people sent me. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Bullard will love this faucet. He's nuts about gold. He can use it as a paperweight on the mayor's desk. You wonder why he doesn't answer the doorbell. Yes? Hello, Mr. Bullard.
Oh, it's you, Gildersleeve.
Yes, your neighbor.
Please don't remind me of it. I'm about to eat. And the only reason you're still my neighbor is that I couldn't buy your house.
No, Mr. Bullard. There's no reason you and I can't be as close as, well, Mayor Terwilliger and I used to be.
Gildersleeve, what are you getting at?
Well, when you take office as mayor, you'll look a long time before you find a water commissioner with my experience. So I thought I'd offer you my services and this solid gold water faucet.
Gildersleeve, after all you've done to me, how can you presume that I'd ever appoint you water commissioner?
What have I done?
1, you live across the street. 2, last year you backed into my Cadillac. 3, when I was painting my house white, you burned rubber tires and turned it gray.
Yeah, well,
4, you ruined my petunia bed playing detective one night.
But
5...
That's enough. You won't appoint me.
No, I won't appoint a nincompoop.
Oof. That word again.
Now, get out.
Yeah,
Get out!
I'll get out, Bullard. Watch it. Let go of my arm. Let go. Let go. My arm. Let go of my arm, I say.
But, Mr. Gildersleeve, I'm just trying to wake you up.
Eh? You what? Oh, Bertie.
Mr. Bullard's here to see you.
Is? Now, see here, Bullard. You can't throw me out. You're not even mayor yet.
Gildersleeve, what are you babbling about?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Mr. Bullard. I guess I was snoozing a little.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Gildersleeve, but when I'm elected, I want to offer you the water commissioner's job.
Huh?
I am not ungrateful, Gildersleeve, and I know somebody had to convince your son-in-law and his junior thinkers to back me for mayor.
Well...
Now, Gildersleeve, I know you're so close to the present mayor that you can't admit it.
No, I can't admit it.
So, Gildersleeve, old neighbor, you're still going to be the water commissioner.
Well, good old Bullard. No use giving him the gold-plated faucet. I'll keep it myself.
The Great Gildersleeve will be right back. When you buy margarine, the name to remember is Parquet Margarine, made by Kraft. In states where colored margarine is sold, get yellow Parquet in its new Flavor Saver aluminum wrap. Elsewhere, get Parquet in the handy Color Quick bag or regular package. In any state, in any package, Parquet is the margarine that tastes so good because it's always fresh. Get Parkay, Parquet Margarine made by Kraft.
Drop me off at the library?
Sure, hop in.
Gee, people sure do crazy things at election time.
Crazy things? What do you mean?
Oh, Bronco and his thinkers running around town with posters. Mr. Bullard being nice to you so he'll help him get elected. You being nice to Mr. Bullard so he'll let you keep your job.
Leroy, it's not that way at all. The Junior Thinkers is a fine group. It's a good thing for young people to take an interest in their government. Yeah, and as for Mr. Bullard and me, we're both grown men. Both too intelligent to suddenly start being nice to each other simply for the sake of politics. You watch the driveway, my boy.
No, you're okay. Back out. Hold it, Unc. Hold it. There's Mr. Bullard backing out of his driveway.
Hello, Bullard.
Hello, Gildersleeve.
After you, Bullard.
No, you go ahead, Gildersleeve.
I'm in no hurry. After you, old friend.
No, you first.
No, you first.
Oh, for corn's sake, I'll walk to the library.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by Paul West, John Elliott, and Andy White, with music by Robert Armbruster. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Gail Gordon, Stanley Farrar, Dick Crenna, Bud Steffen, Lillian Randolph, Earl Ross, and Richard LeGrand. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in again next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Here's a secret for making dull meals interesting. Add Kraft prepared mustard to any meat dish, hot or cold, and see the difference. Hidden flavors pop right out, because when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. There are two kinds of Kraft mustard, you know. Kraft salad mustard, delicately spiced for those who prefer a milder flavor, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. Have both on hand. For remember, with any meat dish, when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Get Kraft prepared mustard.
For a half hour of spine-tingling excitement, listen next Sunday afternoon to The Falcon over this station. Check your newspaper for time of broadcast and hear The Falcon solve the case of the careless client.
Laugh next with Groucho Marx. 3 chimes mean good times on NBC.
Mr. Gildersleeve! Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve!
Unky isn't here, Bertie.
Well, if he ain't here, why don't he say so?
Tonight, in a new fall and winter series of Wednesday evening broadcasts, the Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet Margarine and all those other wonderful Kraft quality foods. It tastes so good. It's always fresh. It's Parquet Margarine made by Kraft. Yes, when you buy margarine, remember, the margarine millions prefer to any other is Parquet Margarine made by Kraft. The reason they prefer Parquet is because it tastes so good. And the reason it tastes so good is that it's always fresh. In states where colored margarine is sold, get yellow Parquet in its new Flavor Saver package. Each golden quarter pound individually wrapped in Flavor Saver aluminum foil. Elsewhere, get Parquet in the handy Color Quick bag or regular package. In any state, in any package, Parquet is the margarine that tastes so good because it's always fresh. That's Parkay. Parquet Margarine made by Kraft. This morning, the great Gildersleeve took his little nephew, Leroy, down to Hogan Brothers department store to buy him a suit. And while he was there, he bought one for himself, too. Did he have it wrapped? Not the water commissioner. He's wearing it home, and it's quite a suit.
You bet. Latest thing. Dill pickle green.
Hey, Unc, could we walk on the other side of the street?
What for, my boy?
Well, there's not so many people over there. With you in that suit, walking in this crowd is dangerous for a little kid. They get to looking at you and walk right over me.
Now, Leroy, let's not be jealous. You have a fine suit, too?
Holy cow, Unc, that color. Dill pickle green. You could wear that to a masquerade party.
Masquerade?
Sure. Put on a mustard shirt and you could go as a hamburger.
That'll do, Leroy. You're just a little boy. You don't know anything about fashions. This color is so new it hasn't even been in the magazines yet.
Hey, Unc, how about getting some popcorn and going to a movie?
No, we have to get home, Leroy. Bertie will be waiting dinner for us. By George, this is a good-looking suit. Nice lines. Snappy. Oh, pardon me, madam.
Why don't you look where you're walking, Unc?
Well, I just glanced into a shop window. Yeah. Collar fits nice, too. Just like Esquire. Why do they make these store windows so short? Can't get a good look at yourself before you hit the doorway. Excuse me.
Unc.
Yeah, all right, Leroy. I'm looking for something. Right here, in fact, in this big, shiny window. This is more like it. You can't tell anything in those triple mirrors where they sell the suits. You see too many people.
Gee, Unc, why do you want to look into a paint store? Let's go home.
Well, I may want to buy some white lead. Yes, sir, Gildersleeve, you look pretty good. This coat with the belt in the back makes those shoulders look fine. The pants are nice, too.
Unc, I read a story once about a guy named Narcissus.
Huh? Who?
All he did was sit and look at his reflection in the water.
Oh?
You know what happened?
What?
He fell in the lake.
All right, Leroy, we'll go home. My name isn't Narcissus, and I'm not going to fall in any lake.
Hey, you got a tag on the back of your coat. Maybe this is your name.
Oh, a clerk probably left it there. What does it say?
That died, boiled, and pre-shrunk.
Oh, Bertie! Marjorie! We're home.
Yeah, come get a load of our new outfits.
Well, Leroy, don't you look nice?
Yeah.
And who's this man with you? This ain't Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah. Didn't recognize me, did you, Bertie?
Say, will you look at that? Mr. Gildersleeve, you got a new suit, too.
Sure. Latest thing, Bertie. This is what they're wearing in New York now. Has pleats in the pants.
I got cuffs on mine.
How do you like this coat, Bertie?
Ain't that fancy? You know something, Mr. Gildersleeve? The way that coat's made, your shoulders is catching up with your waistline.
Now, Bertie?
Look at the shoulders on my coat.
Of course, I only bought this suit because I needed it. Man has to have more than one suit, especially when he's the water commissioner.
Oh, for corn's sake.
Yeah, how do you like the color, Bertie?
Oh, that's nice. What color is it?
Catfish green.
Dill pickle green. All the young men are wearing it this year.
Well, it sure makes you look young, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, I am young, Bertie.
Yes, sir. In that outfit, you could go to the college football game and sit in the rootin' tootin' section.
Sure I could.
You could go to those games and help with the rootin' tootin' section.
Yeah, I know, Bertie.
You'd fit right into that rootin' tootin' section.
Yeah, all right, Bertie.
Miss Gildersleeve, you know what you can do in that outfit?
Yes, Bertie.
That's right. You could go rootin' tootin'.
Well, Bertie, Leroy's right. I'm no mossback. There's plenty of fire in me yet. I'm full of beans.
Hello, Uncle Mort.
Well, Marjorie, hello, my dear.
Oh, Leroy, you look so nice.
Yeah.
Marjorie, you notice anything about me?
Oh, here we go again.
Oh, that's a lovely suit, Unky.
Catfish green.
Dill pickle.
It gives you a wonderful figure, Uncle Mort.
Like a dill pickle.
Leroy? Well, isn't the suit at all, my dear? Most of this figure is mine.
Around the waist, it's all his.
Little jokester. The trouble is, Marjorie, the clothes I've been wearing before made me look older than I am. I'm not old.
Oh, of course you're not.
Right in my prime. A man doesn't come into his full strength until he passes 40.
That's right, Unky.
Yes, sir. Of course, my waistline is a little large, but I'm not fat. I'm just heavy.
Oh, you're wonderful, Uncle Morton. We love you.
Thank you, my dear.
Don't we love him, Leroy?
I think I'll go upstairs.
Yes, and wash your little face for dinner.
Oh, I'm going out and help Bertie, Unky.
Great. Think I'll slip in and take a peek in the hall mirror. Couldn't see much in that paint store window. Well, that's better. I'm not being like that fellow Narcissus who kept looking at himself in the water. I've got something to look at. Why, George Gildersleeve, why don't you admit it? You're a powerhouse. Look at those shoulders. And those arms. Really a sleeveful. Yes, sir, the head of the household. The white stallion leading the wild horses. The bull moose leading the mooses.
Hi, Marge, I'm home.
Oh, there's Bronco. I'd forgotten about him.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, hello, Bronco. Marjorie, here's your little husband.
Hello, Bronco. Darling.
Hello, Marge, baby.
My little family.
What do you have in the package, darling?
Oh, this? Oh, these are some scales.
Scales?
Yeah, I'm going to put them upstairs so I can watch my weight. I weighed myself today, Mr. Gildersleeve, and I've gained 3 pounds.
Well, good. You're growing.
That's what worries me, Mr. Gildersleeve. I got quite a shock yesterday.
Oh?
When I dressed in the morning, I forgot to put on my belt, and I didn't notice it until noon.
What was holding your trousers up?
That's what worries me.
Oh, Bronco, you'd never looked better.
Certainly. You're just a boy. You could use a little weight. If you're going to lead the wild horses, be the head of a family, you've got to build yourself up. Like me.
Oh, no, Mr. Gildersleeve. Just because I'm going to be a father, I'm not going to let myself go.
Now, just a minute.
Oh, he's being silly, isn't he, Unky? Look at the muscles in his arms. Show him your arms, Bronco.
Oh, Marge.
Yeah, show us your muscle, Bronco.
Now, Leroy, Bronco doesn't want to show his muscles. Wait till he grows up.
That buffalo's gonna get bigger?
Leroy, stop embarrassing your brother-in-law. He's just a boy buffalo. Boy.
Bronco, remember how you used to chin yourself in the doorway?
Go ahead, show us how you chin yourself.
Oh, no.
Leave him alone. He doesn't want to chin himself. He doesn't have to.
I don't even know if I can do it now.
Oh, boy, look at the beef.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Brother, look at him go.
Isn't he wonderful, Unky?
Oh, yes. Show off.
Oh, I can only do 12. Oh, pretty bad.
Let's see you do it, Unc.
Me? Well. Oh, good. Dinner's ready. Let's go to the table, everybody.
Come on, Unc. Let's see you chin yourself just once.
Leroy, Unky can't do that.
Well, that's not for a fat man. I mean, not that you're fat. I mean, for a large man.
Oh, is that so? I'm not fat. I'm just well built.
Go ahead, Unc.
All right. Stand aside.
Your feet the floor, Unc.
Don't rush me.
Well, you got one foot up.
Look out, Mr. Gildersleeve. You're breaking the door frame.
Oh, could have done it, though. That wood's pretty weak.
Why don't we try it on the railroad bridge?
What's so funny, Marjorie?
You, Unky, swinging in that doorway. Reminded me of the day we went to the zoo.
Wolfer, come to the table. Bronco, you sit on the left. Marjorie over here. Leroy over there.
This is where we always sit.
Well, sit there.
Hey, Bronco, remember that trick you used to do, crawling around the back of a chair without touching the floor?
Leroy, Marjorie married a husband, not a performing seal.
I remember that trick. Bronco was the only boy at school who could do it.
Ready, bring the dinner.
Show us how you did that one, Bronco.
No, I couldn't do it.
Sure you can.
Leroy, he said he couldn't. Don't you believe him?
Go on, darling. You can do it.
Well, all right.
Oh, my goodness.
This is pretty difficult. You've got to go around the back of the chair without touching the floor.
Watch it, Bronco.
He's doing it. He's doing it.
There.
Oh, you did it.
Hooray for Bronco.
It was nothing.
Let's see you do it, Unc.
Now, just a minute.
Leroy, don't be silly. Uncle Mort couldn't begin to do that.
Oh, I couldn't.
I wouldn't try it if I were you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
You keep out of this. I'm the bull moose. I'm the head of the household. I can do anything that kid can do. And I can do it better. I can...
And the lads, what you doing, Mr. Gildersleeve?
He's crawling around the back of the chair.
What for?
Stand back, Bertie.
Look out, Unc, the chair's tipping. Unky, be careful. Are you all right, Unc?
Yes, I'm all right.
You should have seen yourself, Unc. Like a balloon coming down.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you're a real comedian.
Don't worry about the chair, Mr. Gildersleeve. I can glue it back together.
The heck with the chair. Excuse me, children.
Well, what about dinner, Unky? Aren't you going to eat?
I'm not hungry. I'll go into my room. Hall mirror. There you are, Gildersleeve. Just an old tub. Balloon going down. Narcissus, you fell in the lake.
The Great Gildersleeve returns in just a moment. It's fresh.
Fresh.
Really fresh.
Fresh.
Always fresh.
Fresh.
That's why it tastes so good. It's Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Naturally, when you buy margarine, you expect it to be wholesome and nutritious. But when you buy Parquet margarine, you can expect it to be something else as well. You can expect it to be fresh, really fresh, always fresh, no matter where or when you buy. And because it's fresh, Parquet is the margarine that always tastes so good. Yes, Parquet is always fresh. It's made fresh from selected products of American farms. It's rushed fresh to your store in refrigerated trucks. It's sold fresh by your grocer. Every package of Parquet is flavor dated, and grocer stocks are regularly inspected by Kraft men. That's why Kraft can positively guarantee to you that no matter where or when you buy Parquet margarine, it will be fresh.
Fresh.
Really fresh.
Fresh.
Always fresh.
Fresh.
That's Parkay. Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Let's get back to the Great Gildersleeve. In the story of Snow White, the wicked queen had a mirror that told her anything she wanted to know. Up in his bedroom this morning, the water commissioner has a mirror that's telling him a few things.
Gildersleeve, you may as well face it. You look like a hippopotamus. A water-soaked hippopotamus. No wonder the family laughed when you couldn't chin yourself even once. And when you fell off that chair trying that trick. And that Bronco thinks he's smart. Well, I'm smart, too. I'm not so fat, either. When I pull my chest up a little. This mirror must be warped. Oh, I wonder what the family will say when I get on to breakfast. Oh, they probably won't say anything. Probably forgotten the whole thing. Sure. I'll just act as if nothing had happened. By George, I may bruise easily, but I heal fast. Gildersleeve! Coming, Bertie!
Morning, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Good morning, Bertie.
Good morning, Unky.
Good morning, Marjorie.
Good morning, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Good morning, Bronco.
Hi, Unc.
Good morning, Leroy. Gildersleeve, you're in. It's all forgotten.
How's the acrobat this morning?
Oop. Acrobat? What do you mean?
Now, Leroy, you hush. Sit down, Unky.
I put a pillow on your chair for you, Unc.
I don't need it.
Your chair in the dining room's going to be all right, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm gluing the seat back on.
That's fine, Bronco.
Here's your bacon and eggs, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Thank you, Bertie.
You ought to have a good appetite this morning, missing your dinner last night.
Oh, yes.
We're all very sorry about last night, Mr. Gildersleeve. It was my fault.
Oh, no, it wasn't, Bronco. We'll just forget the whole thing. Let bygones be bygones.
Oh, that's mighty nice of you, Mr. Gildersleeve. You're a big man.
Thank you, Bronco. What a fine boy.
We all want to apologize, Uncle Mort. We didn't mean to. I mean, when you fall off that chair...
Oh, Marge. Cut it out. He couldn't help it.
Unc, you should have seen yourself like a balloon.
Excuse me.
Mr. Gildersleeve, ain't you going to eat your bacon and eggs?
No, thanks, Bertie.
Where are you going?
If I can squeeze through the front door, I'm going to waddle downtown. That old saying, everybody loves a fat man. Well, they don't love me. And I'm not so big. Quit kidding yourself, Gildersleeve. You are, too. Well, confound it, if I can put on weight, I can take it off. Lots of people do. Those ads in the paper. Mrs. Hogtight Clune of Elbow, Indiana, loses 20 pounds in 8 days. Yeah, I'll show that family. I'll trim down. I may be a barge today, but tomorrow I'll be a speedboat. Yeah, I'll bet Peavy can help me. Hello, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
And I want to get some reducing medicine, Peavy. For a friend of mine.
Oh?
Here, fine fellow. But he's a little chubby.
Well, I have a number of popular brands. Does your friend have any preference?
No, he doesn't know much about these things. Of course, neither do I.
Yeah, I can see that. Now, here's a very popular reducing product. Dr. Beagle's Golden Formula. It hounds the pounds away.
No, I don't think my friend would care for Dr. Beagle.
Now, here's a preparation that quite a few people are buying. Aunt Marion's Waistline Reducer. It's very effective. They tell of a fellow who used too much and his waistline disappeared entirely.
Oh, my goodness.
He had quite a time keeping his trousers up. Finally used his wristwatch for a belt.
Peavy, is that story true?
No, but it sells a lot of merchandise.
Well, let's get back to my friend.
All right, Mr. Gildersleeve, how many pounds do you want to lose?
Oh, about 50. Peavy, I didn't say it was for me.
No, you didn't.
All right, it is for me. But it's not that I'm overweight for my size, Peavy. I just thought I'd trim down a little for the winter.
Yeah, probably the cheapest way is to stop eating. It's very effective.
Yeah, I know, Peavy.
Now, look at the camel. When he goes a long while without eating, his humps disappear.
Peavy, I'm not a camel.
Only trying to be of service. Have you tried Judge Hooker's rowing machine?
Say, I'd forgotten about that. Rowing is awfully hard work, but I'm desperate.
You might give the judge a call.
No, I don't want to risk a call. The way I feel today, I could get stuck in that phone booth. Yeah, I'll go right over to the judge's house and get started in that rowing machine.
Good luck. Don't fall overboard.
See you later, Petey.
You're perfectly welcome to use my rowing machine, Gilda. It's here in my bedroom.
Well, let's get started, Judge. My position as head of the family is at stake. I'm going to lose some weight if I have to row this thing clear to Greenland.
There's nothing like a rowing machine, Gilda. That's how I keep my perfect 36.
All right, Horace.
Every morning a brisk turn at the oars, and then I have a pick-me-up. Half a rye bun and a beaker of Kalak water.
Judge, please. I haven't eaten anything since last night.
Oh. Would you like a snack, Gilda?
No, thanks. Maybe those camels have an idea.
What was that, Gilda?
Nothing, Judge. Oh, brother, I'm weak. Help me into the boat.
Yeah, sure. There you are, Gilda. Now you're at the oars. I call my bedroom Hooker Lake.
Yeah.
250 strokes on the oars will get you across. That is from Washstand Bay to Pillow Slip Point.
All right, Judge. Let me get started.
Left oar.
What's the difference? I'm rowing.
But you can't get across the lake unless you go straight.
Oh, my goodness.
Left oar.
Judge, are you in the boat with me?
Certainly. It's a long trip. I'm going along to keep you company.
Oh, brother. Going across Hooker Lake on a rowing machine with an old goat. Water Commissioner, this time you've struck bottom. $246, $247, $248.
Left oar.
200 and left oar.
We're almost there, Gilda.
250.
Well, we made it. You rowed across Hooker Lake.
How do I look, Judge? Have I lost any weight?
Oh, I'm sure you have, Gilda. You're the picture of health.
Well, thanks for the use of your rowing machine, Judge.
But, Gilda, you're across the lake. Aren't you going to row back?
No, you can row it, Judge. The way I feel, I'll just catch the first breeze and fly back.
That you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yeah, I'm home, Bertie.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you look awful thin.
I do?
You feel all right, Mr. Gildersleeve?
I feel fine, Bertie. Never felt better, in fact. Where are the children?
Miss Margie and Mr. Bronco are upstairs. Leroy's out in the yard. You're just in time for lunch.
Lunch? No, I'm not going to eat, Bertie. I'm reducing. I'm losing weight.
But you got to eat. Everybody's got to eat.
Well, not me, Bertie. Call the children, and I'll sit down at the table with them. But I'm not eating.
Miss Margie! Mr. Bronco! Leroy! Lunch!
Yeah. I'll sit down here at the table where they can see me when they come in. Bertie noticed I was thinner. The children are bound to see it. Right, George Gildersleeve, when you set your mind to something, you do it.
Hello, Unky.
Hello, my dear.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. Having lunch with us, I see.
Well, not exactly, Bronco.
Hi, Unc.
Hello, Leroy.
Boy, am I hungry. Where's the food?
You children notice anything about me?
You got a spot on your necktie.
It's something bigger. I mean, don't you notice something?
Well, I don't see anything, Unky.
You look fine to me, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Children, can't you see I've lost weight? I'm thinner. I haven't eaten anything. I've been exercising.
Uncle Mort, you aren't doing this because we laughed at you.
Well...
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, not because of us.
Well...
Gee, Unc, we didn't mean it.
You didn't?
Oh, Unky, we wouldn't have you change for anything. We love you just as you are.
Sure, don't ever change, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, children, this touches me very deeply. Oh, I should have known you wouldn't. Excuse me. I...
What's the matter, Unky?
I can't get up. I was going out in the kitchen for a drink of water, but now I can't move. It's my own fault. Not eating since last night, rolling across Hooker Lake. My strength is gone. I can't get up.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I know why you can't get up.
Oh, huh?
I glued the seat of your chair this morning and it wasn't dry yet.
Oh. Stuck to the chair. My new suit.
Oh, come on. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I can't.
Oh, the heck with it. Go ahead and laugh. Bertie, bring on the lunch.
The Great Gildersleeve will be right back. Tomorrow, when you shop, remember this. The margarine that tastes so good because it's always fresh is Parquet margarine, made by Kraft. In states where colored margarine is sold, get yellow Parquet, already colored and ready to serve, in its wonderful new aluminum foil Flavor Saver wrap. Elsewhere, get Parquet in the handy Color Quick bag or regular package. In any state, in any package, Parquet tastes so good because it's always fresh. That's Parkay. Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Get some tomorrow.
Hello, Peavy.
Well, you're back again, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yep. You can give me a double banana split with plenty of whipped cream, and don't be stingy with the nuts.
How's that?
Double banana split with whipped cream and nuts.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah, I'm all through trying to get thin, Peavy. A man should be what he is, not try to be something different.
That's right.
Look at you. You're a quiet little druggist. You wouldn't want to change. You wouldn't want to be a big shot. You wouldn't want to have a mansion and a yacht and run around with beautiful movie stars.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Neither would I. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by Paul West, John Elliott, and Andy White, with music by Robert Armbruster. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Dick Crenna, Earl Ross, and Richard LeGrand. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Here's a quick, pleasant way to make leftovers more delicious. Just add a little Kraft prepared mustard and you'll add a lot of tang. Hidden flavors in boiled ham, sausage, most any meat pop right out. Every bite tastes better. Now you can get two kinds of Kraft mustard. Salad mustard, delicately spiced for those who prefer a milder flavor, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. Have both kinds in your pantry. Then with every meat dish, hot or cold, just add a little mustard and you'll add a lot of tang. Kraft prepared mustard.
For a half hour of spine-tingling excitement, listen next Sunday afternoon to The Falcon over this station. Check your newspaper for time of broadcast and hear the Falcon solve the case of the double nephews.
This is the Great Gildersleeve. On your marks for Groucho on NBC.